Who is the typical cryptocurrency owner? I think it really, really varies. My name's Chris Gagno. I'm the CEO and co-founder of CryptoKeystack. So we started our company about 9 months ago, and we've been growing ever since. We were just at the Voice of Blockchain conference where we first met. And CryptoKeystack is a stainless steel stack of plates that you can engrave. You get an electric engraver, and then you put your private keys directly into the stack of plates. So when you have like a hardware wallet or you're using any cryptocurrency, it all comes down to that private key. And that's actually the most valuable component at the end of the day, because if anything happens to your computer or device that you're using to transact with, you always need to be able to recover that and put it into another device. So what we're doing is we have these stainless steel plates in the electric engraver where you just engrave it in, and now it's fireproof, waterproof, EMP proof, and you're protected. Yeah, so I was looking at how do I add value to the crypto ecosystem today. I didn't have programming skills. I wasn't going to be a big investor and being able to support projects that way. So I was looking at what is an area that I can contribute immediately. And so I was looking around, and I was personally trying to come up with a way to back up my hardware wallet. And then I started going online, and I went to buy an engraver. I went to get some steel plates. And after I kind of added up the cost of everything, I was like, this isn't all that cheap to just do yourself. There should be a better way. So we went ahead and kind of created a convenience package in a way that we knew it was tested and that so people would be secure right away. And then we packaged it off and then started selling it. So it's a modular device. You can store up to 10 private keys in the one stack of plates. So and it kind of helps meet the investor where they're at. If you just have a hardware wallet and that's all you're doing, great. You can just get a single plate device, and it starts as low as $45. As you're going along and you start to use more and more applications, you have different wallets for different use cases, then you still want to make sure that each one of those wallets is backed up. So for people that are, playing around and have, MetaMask and Jaxx on their phone and on their computer, so how do you back those up then too? So then now you can do it all on the same device versus having to go out and buy a whole new unit just to back up that one key. So it's modular. You can go up to 10 plates per stack. What you really need to be mindful of is what are the parameters and what are you trying to protect? What are the attack vectors on this? So when you're looking at your hardware wallet, it could be as simple as spilling coffee, or your recovery seed, dogs eat paper, there's so many different attack vectors that are outside of the standard fires. And EMP, it's this whole idea of hopefully that never happens, but if it does, it wipes out every single computer device you own. So now how do you get and access your cryptocurrency in a situation like that when you really need it? Once you get to a certain point is when you really need to start looking at, okay, if I were to lose my crypto, would I be able to sleep at night? And if you get to that point where I would be waking up in the middle of the night freaking out because I lost my crypto, then it's a time to really start to say, okay, what's my insurance policy on this? When you allow someone else to control your private keys, you're basically getting an IOU from this exchange or this service. You don't actually own the crypto. If you don't own your private key, anyone at any time, it's a big honeypot on an exchange. If it's one hack and it can take out hundreds and thousands of accounts at once. So these are places that are getting attacked daily, constantly trying to figure out ways to extract all that value. And if they are able to, and if you're giving your key to someone else, then you're transferring all that risk to someone else, but really the risk is still on you because you're not going to get that paid back at the end of the day. Well, there's a lot of positive feedback right now, which has been great. It's the easiest device to use. It takes about 5 minutes to set up. There's another device out there where you get a tray of tiny silver pieces, and you're going through that. You're trying to find each little individual piece, and then you pretty much need tweezers to get it in there, and then you push it in, and it takes about 40 minutes to do one, and it's going to cost you around $100. to do that. So I think people really like the price aspect of it. They really like the ability to continue to add on to it. You don't have to send your seed off, online and have someone, engrave it for you and send it back, which I think is a very scary idea. And so I think people really like that control from start to finish. It doesn't matter how you generate the key, what software platform you use to do it. You get to make those choices individually yourself along the way. I was at the bank yesterday, for example, and every time you walk into a bank, they ask you about 20 to 30 questions about what you're actually trying to do and what you're doing. We've been fighting with Google and Facebook for our ads. We get those running for a week, and then they come and say, oh no, you can't do this anymore, and then you appeal it, and then maybe you'll get through for another week. Maybe they'll shut you down. Maybe they'll shut you down for a month, and so you're dealing with companies in the space that don't understand necessarily what you're trying to do, and there are a ton of scams in this industry. So it's important that there are people trying to check up on it and make sure that we're doing the right thing. However, the people that are checking up on it don't necessarily understand all the parameters of what they're really trying to protect against. So this is the CryptoKey Stack. It's the Pioneer Edition, so there's 10 plates that come with this one, and they're double-sided, so you can do up to 24 words on each plate. And then they're coated with a black anodized layer so that it actually adds additional rust-proof properties to it. And then it also makes it a lot easier to actually read what you've engraved after you've done it. As soon as you've gone into the black surface, you know that you've gone deep enough and have actually removed the first layer of steel. So let me just show you that process really quick. So you have the electric engraver that it comes with, and then you just go ahead and start, push this button down, and what I suggest is using capital letters. They're a little bit easier to read. Just wipe that off, and then you have your very first word right into the steel.